foundation diploma. This is a one-year course. It's quite common in the UK for students to finish high school with A-level art, for example, do the 1 year of foundation and then move on to a bachelor degree. You don't need to do that, but the reason why a lot of students choose to is because it just lets you explore all the different areas before you decide this is where I definitely want to be. What we mainly look at when you apply is your portfolio, so your actual samples of artwork. That's what really tells us if you've got the skills to succeed on the course. So a member of staff will come here at least twice a year generally. At the moment, it says we have 10 Hong Kong students. However, this was made a couple of months ago, so now that we've welcomed all the new students this month, that is now about 20. We also have students from lots of countries around Southeast Asia, so Malaysia, Indonesia, Singapore, South Korea as well. Our total population, we're quite small, so we have around 2,000 students at the whole institution, and just over 150 are from other countries. We do work with the School of Design at Hong Kong Polytechnic University. The link with them was set up just earlier this year, and it'll be for student exchanges. So the degrees are 3 years, and then in the second year students have an opportunity to spend a semester abroad. So currently we work with lots of universities around Europe as part of the Erasmus programme, and also FIT in New York, and now Hong Kong Polytechnic as well. So we'll be exchanging our first second year students in the spring semester of this academic year. It's a fantastic student city, because along with us, there are lots of other universities as well. So there's a specialist music college, a specialist dance school, and then 3 much bigger universities, so University of Leeds, Leeds Beckett and Leeds Trinity. So altogether in the city there's about 125,000 students, and it's particularly good for the creative arts as well. So there's a big art gallery, there's the Henry Moore Sculpture Institute in the city as well, nearby there's Yorkshire Sculpture Park, and then loads of smaller independent galleries and events happening throughout the year. We have Thought Bubble, so that's a big, it's like Leeds' version of Comic-Con, big comic convention. So anyone interested in animation, illustration, it's a really exciting event for them. There's something called Light Night, which happens every year, which is a big multi-art form festival across the city, mostly outdoors, and you'll find things like street performances and light and sound installations and artwork projected onto buildings. Actually, the illustration students, for example, will often exhibit work they're doing at the Thought Bubble comic convention. And it's a good opportunity to network with people in the industry as well. At the college, we hold a lot of events, so we have a programme called Creative Networks, where we invite professionals in to speak to the students. So recently we've had a couple of illustrators from DC Comics, for example. Anyone interested in the foundation diploma, this course is 1 year. Well, it really is 9 months because it starts in September and ends in May. And there are 3 stages to it. So the first stage of about 8 weeks is very general. You'll try lots of different things. And then the second stage, which is a few months, is within a specialist pathway. So you will choose one of 4 pathways, either fine art, or object and spatial design, or fashion and textiles, or the 4th one we call MAGPIE, which stands for moving image, advertising, graphics, photography and illustration. So you'll spend a couple of months in one of those areas, and the final stage for a couple of months is working on your own specialist project. Obviously on the foundation programme you get lots of help to make your UCAS application, because pretty much everyone is then going on to a bachelor degree at another university or staying at Leeds College of Art. So all the tutors give you loads of help with that. You'll have to decide quite early because the UCAS deadline is actually in the middle of January. So it's a really intense programme. You've only got 3.5 months to decide what you want to do for degree level. And during the course you build up a portfolio of work that will help you to apply for that university course as well. Students work on a lot of what we call live briefs, so projects that are set by real companies. For example, the Hyperloop. This is a new transport system that they're looking at to get people across the USA. in a really short amount of time. And they've been working on like branding and design to promote it. Once you've submitted your UCAS application, we'll look through them all. Anyone that meets the basic academic requirement will shortlist for interview. So you'll receive an email inviting you to interview. There are two different options. Either if you want to come to the UK and actually have a look around the college, then you can have your interview in person. But if you're in Hong Kong still, that's fine. We'll do it over Skype or over Google Hangouts. And that will be with usually the course leader or one of the other tutors on the programme. The interview is about 15 to 20 minutes. We try to keep them as informal as possible. And we also see it as your opportunity to find out more about the course and to ask questions that you have. Also ask to see your portfolio. So as far as we're concerned, the portfolio is the most important part of the application. We don't really have any strict requirements. Generally about 15 to 20 images is enough. And what we always say is try to tailor it as much as possible to the course that you're applying to. So if you're applying to photography, try to make sure that your portfolio is mostly photographs. If you're applying to fine art, try to make sure that it's mostly paintings or maybe some sculpture that you've experimented with. The course leader will just want to see that it's definitely what you want to do and that you're going to give it 100% and you want a career in that industry at the end of it. They want to see observational drawings. Now a lot of students often don't include those because they think it's too basic. They want like a more, final piece of work, a painting or something, but the course leader really likes to see just basic sketches, anything you've done from real life. They want to see some experimentation with different medias, so that you're not afraid to explore a bit. And they want to see the whole process, so not just a photo of the final piece, but some photographs and some scans of the work in progress as well. If something went wrong and you had to correct it, they like to know about that as well. So the basic questions will want to know why are you applying to this college, why are you applying to this course. In your answers, show us that you've done a bit of research about it, that you've read all the course content on the website, and had a look at the images of the student work. They'll ask you about your kind of wider interests, so what do you do in your spare time? Do you make an effort to go to exhibitions or to read up on what local artists and designers are doing? They'll ask you about who inspires you. The interview is a good opportunity to talk through the portfolio as well. Interviewers generally will decide that day or the day after, and then we let you know as soon as possible. So you can expect a decision within a couple of days. And the time between submitting an application and getting an interview, we try to do that within 3 to 4 weeks. If you want a bit longer, so if you submit your application in October, which is quite early, but then you don't think you'll be ready for an interview, or your portfolio won't be ready until maybe January, we can wait and do the interview in January as well. Anything done at school, anything done at home, extracurricular stuff, it's up to you what you include. There's no maximum, but obviously the people looking at it will have maybe 10 minutes to look at it because they're seeing a lot of portfolios, so try to keep it concise, so maximum 20 images probably, and include your best work, include the work that you think shows your particular skills and abilities. There's also some portfolio guidance on the website. So from the main page, you go to the how to apply and then portfolios. We've got our top tips there. So you'll be sending it in advance of the interview usually, if you're not coming in person. In the past, students have submitted a PDF just with the images, or you could do a PowerPoint presentation. More recently, students are starting to upload images to external sites like Flickr, for example, or even Dropbox or Google or anything like that. 5 undergraduate scholarships. You need to apply as normal, be given an offer of a place, and then there's a separate scholarship form to fill out. It's basically just a personal statement, and then we'll look at a combination of your statements and also your academic grades and your portfolio to decide who we think the best students are. marketing graduate, for example, who's now selling a range of handbags that she's made from recycled materials, and she's selling those at Topshop as one of their new ranges. We've got a couple of graphic design graduates who've just set up their own business, so they have an office in Leeds running their own graphics agency. From the visual communication programme, which is the very general multidisciplinary one, that's an interesting one because the graduates go on to do all kinds of different things. So we've got tattoo artists, we've got cake designers, we've got someone who's just gone out to Uganda and is working for a charity that design and build playgrounds for children out in Africa. So really a bit of everything, to be honest. Yeah. And then of course a lot of graduates that work in big companies. So we've got people from the animation course now working with Disney and MGM. People from fashion now working with Louis Vuitton. All the tutors at the college are still practicing artists and designers. So a lot of them will teach 50% of the time, and then they're working on their own stuff 50% of the time. And that means that they're able to bring in connections from the industry. Generally there's about 10 students for each member of staff. Obviously it varies for which programme you're on. So the smaller courses like advertising, animation, they have about 30 students in each year group, but they've got 4 tutors as well, so they have a lot of access to the staff. We've got 88% in the National Student Survey this year, a survey online that all students do in their last year of study, just to kind of evaluate their university and their programme and let everybody know how satisfied they were with it. So I think the average rate is somewhere between 60 and 70%. So we're really, really happy to have got 88.